What is up, world? BakermanBrad here, and on this episode of our Smite series, we'll be taking a look at this ridiculously OP rework of Ratatoskr, who ain't got time for people stealing his nuts. So they made it to where he could tell you something about how he feels about you just trying to do that. Also, Vikings. Let's do this. So let's get this Viking Invasion out of the way real fast. After you get the ticket to access the Viking Invasion, you get access to the two first skins for Chaac and Kali, which are pretty awesome. But then once you've completed the Viking Invasion, you get the upgraded skins for both of them, which are limited. And you actually have a limited time from this video. I believe this is over on June 5th. So if you're watching this and it's before that, you need to get to it. Now, the important factor about these runes that you access for these quests is that they're actually quests that you do in the normal Smite game. This is not a standalone. This is not something special. It's just you choose one, you get a first win of the day, or you kill 50 minions, or whatever the quest has as a quest is what you need to complete to get the reward, which is normally favor, but sometimes you get a treasure chest for the Viking chest, which offers pretty awesome rewards, and then later on you get the skins for Kali and Chaac. Now, as you complete quests, keep in mind you cannot go back to choose other quests, but when you reach the final quest, you do receive the alternative skin that you did not choose in the middle of that quest. So don't fear, you will get all of the skins that you were paying for whenever you've purchased the Viking ticket. So speaking of skins, these are the two that you have for Chaac, and then you have the similar options for Kali, which is basically just a upgraded, you made it to Valhalla, here's a bunch of armor for each of those gods. I kind of prefer Chaac's first Viking skin personally, but hey, to each their own. Now for Kali, same difference. I'm going to show you a little bit about them. They do have a different voice, if you can't tell, so keep that in mind. If you do get these skins, you do not get the voice packs, so that is one of the few little catches to this, but it's not that big of a deal. They're awesome looking skins, and it'll be worth getting those voice packs later on, in my opinion. Now for the treasure chests, some of the skins that you can unlock are this Odin in particular, the Odin, and then also a tier skin is one that I unlocked, which was this bad boy right here, King Artyr. That's right. And again, these voice packs do not come with them, so it's kind of bait, but at the same time, it's really tasty bait. Because, I mean, voices. Alright, enough about Vikings. We'll talk about what you're here for, Ratatoskr. And what I've noticed over the week that it's already been out is that there are two trains of thought for the rework of Ratatoskr. If you're playing Ratatoskr, you're thinking, oh yeah, it's time for 17 kills and 0 deaths while having about 30 assists, depending on which match I'm playing. If you're not playing Ratatoskr and you're against him, your school of thought is a little bit more along the lines of Nerd Rage Cabrakan. I think you get the idea. And that's because Ratataskr's new kit is ridiculously OP for 1v1 fights. If you're Ratatoskr and you find someone off on their own, more often than not, you're going to win that fight if you catch them off guard. If you run up to them and they're able to actually, watch you attack, that's a little different, because Ratatoskr is still a very squishy assassin. Now, he has the attack speed, the power, and a lot of crazy CC for an assassin, but if you have a teammate there, or if you're just making sure that you're paying attention, he is easy to counter. Just, you have to make sure you're ready to counter Ratatoskr when you're playing against him. So it's kind of a catch-22. So what's new about the kit? Well, instead of having 4 choices of the Acorn, which honestly no one chose anything other than the Emerald Acorn for the healing, they've reduced it to one option that also actually replaces his boots, which is the only real complaint that I had about his passive, is that you had to get the Acorn, and then you got boots, and then you went into your other items, and you kind of lost the customization ability that most assassins have. This has removed that problem by giving you a 20% boost to your speed with the fully upgraded Acorn, and at tier 3 it gives all of your abilities a healing ability. So that really has increased with what he has in terms of lifesteal for items. He really does have more sustainability in that 1v1. If he catches you off guard and he's low health, you gotta be ready for him to be suddenly full health if he hits you with multiple abilities. On top of all of his abilities being able to heal him, they actually all do a significant amount of damage because the Acorn gives him a huge physical power boost as well and is relatively inexpensive. As for the rest of his kit, his dash has been reduced to a single dash. It cannot be recast if he hits a new god, but it does stop when it hits a god, slowing that god significantly, adding to just how much CC Ratatoskr has. His second ability has been completely redone and is actually now a Flurry attack. And what that does is he attacks in a flurry around him, reducing the physical protections of enemies hit. So this can actually make for a brutal combo if he dashes in, hits you with his 2, reduces your protections, then stuns you with his new 3. Acorn Blast now stuns enemies if they are hit by all 3 acorns that he shoots. So you can really see where a surprise attack by Ratatoskr is dangerous. With sneak attacks in mind, Ratataskr's ulti has remained unchanged, so that has nothing new. But combined with his new kit, a surprise attack from an ult is game over. Literally any enemy besides Guardians will be shredded by this combo of an ulti, a 2, a 3, and a 1 if you happen to survive long enough to get away from that. Now what does this kit mean for his build? With his Acorn now replacing boots, this opens up a crazy potential for movement speed, and at the same time, this new kit really depends on being able to dish out huge DPS. So your abilities are going to be primarily focused on getting power and attack speed. The more you can do, the better. And so the lifesteal is going to be primarily reduced to Bloodforge. You can still get other lifesteal items, but I would suggest Executioner and Jotun's Wrath are really primary items for Ratataskr's build. Now the rest of his items really depend on your allies. If you have gods that can dish out great amount of healing, then you don't have to worry about lifesteal as much. However, if you're going to find yourself going 1v1 more often, it might be okay to get more lifesteal or penetration depending on the composition of the enemy team. Now I can say, watch out for gods like Nox that have multiple silence and locks in their kit. Also, Anubis is a really difficult god to maintain a balanced battlefield on if you don't get him killed by the time you've surprised him. If they are able to recover, they can usually catch you and deal out enough damage to remove you from the battlefield really quick. So Purification will be one of the relics that is Ratataskr's best friend. Because like I said, he is still squishy. His job is to get in there, kill the gods, and then GTFO. So with all of these changes, Ratatoskr is the most dangerous in Siege and Conquest. In the other matches, he's still a force to be reckoned with, but he's a lot easier to counter because of what I said earlier about being able to catch this crazy rat. He moves around a lot, and so mobility is his ally, and if you have other gods that can reduce that mobility very close to you, it's harder for Ratatoskr to find you on your own and really do that damage. So keep that in mind whenever you're choosing a god in Arena. He will still add a huge DPS and crazy CC, however he is not going to be the main focus of your god composition. All in all, I think that the rework is actually okay. I do know that it is OP 1v1, but as I mentioned, and as I've found out, it is counterable, and so I don't think that it's a bad rework. People just have to get used to it. And this rework has really created a very specific role for Ratatoskr in the surprise and sabotage enemy plans idea. If there's a group, he comes in behind, whittles away at one of the mages or one of the other squishy characters, and then gets out, which really is the focus of assassins. He's one of the few, such as Loki, that can really maneuver in and be surprising whenever he's being fought against. That is it for Ratatoskr's rework, and like I said, if it's before June 5th, you need to get to work on that Viking Invasion, otherwise you're going to miss out on some pretty awesome skins and a pretty funny Ymir announcer pack voice. I'm just saying, he kind of really makes you feel better about yourself. As always, keep your eyes peeled for more information at MMOHuts.com. If you haven't hit the like button yet, do that. If you don't want to hit the like button, well, how about you tell me why? Be nice. And then also, if you haven't subscribed, I really think you should. But, you know, I can only tell you what I think. This has been BakermanBrad, and gamers, get back to gaming.